The Influence Tribe, episode number 46.
I'm at that place now where even I'm scared of what's happening next and what's coming at me now. But instead of running away from that fear like I used to, I know that on the other side of that feeling is the good stuff.
If you want success in internet marketing, you just have to follow what real internet marketers do. Right here, you're going to learn strategies, tips, and inspiring stories from up-and-coming internet marketers and current rock stars. Welcome to the Influence Tribe, presented by your hosts, Miguel Fuentes and Scott Lindstrom.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode on the Influence Tribe show on this wonderful Friday. We want to welcome to all our viewers that happen to be catching this live at theinfluencetribe.com. And be sure to check out all of our past episodes on theinfluencetribe.net. So you can get all the past recordings on iTunes. So if you're getting value from this show, be sure to like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. So before we kick things off tonight, I just got to know, Michelle, are you ready to become a massive influencer tonight?
I am ready.
Awesome. Michelle Connealy is a new guest to our show. She was born in the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minnesota, and currently resides in Minneapolis. Now, she's a mom to a wonderful daughter and been married for 7 years. She started back out in her MLM in August of 2016 and found MLSP in 2017, where she's been featured on the leaderboards and also lately the Wednesday webinar, which is a huge accomplishment. Now, she's most proud about her business that she's able to help so many people. Now, her primary methods for marketing is attracting leads through Facebook. So I'm really excited to get into tonight's show. Before we do, I want to turn this over to my partner, Miguel Fuentes, who's going to tell you about the Influence Tribe, who we are, and how you can be a part of this awesome community. Miguel, take it away, sir.
Woo! Thank you, Mr. Scott. I am so grateful, as usual, for that introduction. Oh, man, I feel like a champ when you do that. You're awesome. Thank you. Oh, guys, it's Friday night. I'm super pumped. I'm very excited to be here, as always, on the Influence Tribe show. We're back with another rock star who's going to share her value, share how she's getting massive and amazing results. Like, I honestly have seen the results and literally thought, like, oh my, how the hell did she do that? Like, just, so I'm super excited to get into how she's bringing in multiple people at a time in a push right into her business, straight from Facebook. So we're going to get into that. So stick with us, stay with us. And guys, Scott asked the most amazing questions. So hang on for us when Scott starts asking his questions. You got to watch out for that. So stay tuned in. Before we do get into this interview, I'm going to ask Michelle to come out and share her story and how, you know, that how MLSP relates to all of that. But I have to let you know, if you're watching this on the influencetribe.com, make sure that you click that big yellow button on the side of the page that says, yes, I'm ready to get results. I'm ready to get started. Click the button and get back to the person that invited you. Get to work. Start rocking it. Start running towards your dreams. Start producing those results that you want in your business. And if you're watching this on Facebook, as always, like, throw some comments. You're getting value. Push that heart button and then share this. Share this interview for somebody that's going to get amazing value, for your teammates, for those people that don't know they're on your team just yet. So, Michelle, please come out and just share your story for those folks that are not familiar with you the way that we are. Come out and share your story. Let us know how you got into the industry and where My Lead System Pro fits in with all of that.
Sure. Thanks, you guys, for having me on here. I really appreciate it. This is fun. So the way I even found the industry was I had some health problems for 5 years. I was going to the doctor all the time, and my husband's cousin is a functional medicine doctor and was selling some products and asked me to try them out. So I did, and they significantly changed my life. I know that sounds super cliche, but they did. And so I decided to join as a wholesale buyer, thinking, like a discount, like a Sam's Club, like a Amazon membership, something like that, to get a good discount. And somehow I let her talk me into creating a 100-person list.
The list.
The list. She, tried to glamorize the fact that you could make some money and your friends would all be interested because look at your results. And I thought to myself, okay. I made the list, and I invited people to my home, and around my dining room table, I held that little script, and I shook through the script and sweated, and it was awkward, and everybody bought from me.
Wow.
I was like, oh, this is a thing. This can happen. And I thought to myself, maybe I could pay off debt. Maybe I could build a college fund. Maybe I could do all these things. What I didn't know was they all bought because they saw my results, and they were my friends, and they were like, we want what you have. So that was my warm market right there at my dining room table.
Warm market.
And beyond that warm market, there wasn't any more warm market. And I got to the place where people were running away from me when they saw me. And I was following what my leaders were doing on Facebook, thinking like maybe I could meet people on Facebook. And I was spamming. Okay. I didn't know I was spamming. So that was embarrassing. I started losing friends. People stopped talking to me at family functions. And my husband told me he was embarrassed of me.
Wow.
So I was pretty crushed. I thought, why doesn't anybody like me? So I had actually thought about quitting. I literally was at that place of quitting, but I had these dreams of, paying off the debt, building the college fund, having a retirement fund, traveling, all that stuff. I let it get into my head. Not to mention, I really believed in what I was doing. I had already been looking for something that I could do to help people, and I didn't know what that was going to be. And so I felt strongly that I was in the right place, but I wasn't in the right place, if you know what I'm saying. So thankfully, I came across a Facebook ad talking about the feelings I was feeling, the pain that I was struggling through. And she was tech savvy. So she was, had this little click on this link, and there was a video or a seminar, and I watched it. And I literally started crying because it was exactly everything that I needed to hear, that it was possible to find people online and to build a warm market from a cold market. So I didn't even question it. And I did the 10-day trial. It was just like, what is this place? I just hit the jackpot, and I'm just super grateful that I found that. So that is awesome. That's where I began.
That's a great story. I love the twist there. They all bought something. It's like, wow.
They literally did. I was like,
that's awesome.
It gave me this thought that maybe it would be that easy, but it wasn't.
I got that. I know you. Michelle's a full-time mom as well as a badass marketer, and she's got her young person there with her tonight. So so if you guys hear him messing around down there, that's what's going on.
Anybody can do this.
Absolutely. You just got to find a way. Just be determined. I know I've been there before, and I'm sure most of our viewers have, where you're just trying to work and you've got this kid there and you're like, I can't send him away. He lives here, So
I've got snacks and color crayons and stickers and iPads, and
that's awesome. So let's talk about Facebook. How are you getting these massive results? I know you've put in something like 32 people in a day or some number like that.
Yes.
How was that possible?
So I go into Facebook network marketing groups,
okay,
and I basically shared my story. I basically said that I was a struggling network, and I still say it. Was a struggling network marketer, and I literally don't have time for parties. My husband and I work at a theater. He's obviously not here to help me out tonight with my daughter because he's working on a show. So even the idea of scheduling any home parties, there's just not a possibility. We don't have a lot of help as far as childcare goes. Our family lives in different states. The family that does live in town live, pretty far away from us. So we're kind of on our own as far as that goes. And, I know what it feels like to struggle with wanting to follow a dream, wanting to build alongside with your family, but struggling to do all the things you need to do. So I just share my story. I use an image that will stop people from scrolling inside of these Facebook groups. And I try not to use a photo that's super made up or anything like that. I've tried them all. I've tried different types. I try to use a photo that will not blend in when you're scrolling through. My first image I used was a picture of me holding a coffee mug with no makeup on, and it says, "Flip the bird to the big box." So people would probably stop and look at that and go, what do you mean flip the bird to the big box, right? So that's when I first started, and I got a lot of people, because of the coffee mug, and like the one I'm using right now, I have these fun little sunglasses, and people are like, ooh, I like your sunglasses, and engaging with me there. So I tell my story, and I ask if people can relate to what I'm talking about. And they say yes, and I can relate to what you're talking about. And I say, if you want to know more information, please raise your hand. So they do. And I will probably, every time I promote one of my challenges, talk to at least 700 people.
Wow.
At least. Wow. So I was able to build my page very organically through all of those connections, because not everyone's going to say yes to you. Mm-hmm. My friends list, I was able to build my friends list because of that as well. I had probably 900 and some Facebook friends, from family to, all your friends you've had over your life, to now I'm at like a little over 3,000, friends. Mm-hmm. In 6 months, to me, that's pretty quick to build that many friends. Cool. Yeah. And every single person I've had an authentic relationship with, an authentic conversation. And not everybody, some people read your message and they don't respond. But what I'm finding now is a lot of them are coming back to me and saying, I've been watching you since this time, and I want to know what you're doing.
Right. So these conversations, so just so I understand this, you're using an attractive post into the group, being really authentic, being yourself, telling your story into the group. People respond to that. That leads to a conversation, which leads to an invitation into your challenge at some point.
Yep. So I explained to them exactly what to expect from me and what the challenge is going to look like. And I sometimes include the price of the challenge in my initial post, and sometimes I wait until I get into the conversation. But I explain the value of the challenge first before I give them the price. Because you hear the value first and you see it's only $10. That's pretty shocking. It's only $10 for all of that. Sometimes I have said that the value is actually about $150 or more. When I was responding with that, I think that was the one where I signed up 32 in one day, was when I said, this is actually probably valued at $150 or more, but I'm only charging $10 because I'm taking advantage of this trial that we have. And I'm cramming in as much value as I can. So take advantage of it.
Very cool. So just for the folks that are here and are members of My Lead System Pro, you're getting them in the door on the $10 trial, right? And you're basically teaching them how to use the tools inside the system to build their businesses in a very similar way. Or what does that look like? What does that part of it look like?
So actually, I'm showing them how to grow an audience organically, teaching them the fundamentals of attraction marketing, how to grow an audience organically, how to figure out who their target audience is, how to start to learn how to brand themselves, sit down and decide what your goals are, what your vision is, focus on mindset as well. So it's a lot, and it's honestly probably too much in 10 days. But what I explain to them is that I'm not expecting them to learn everything in the 10 days. I'm just wanting to expose them to everything a daily mode of operation, basics of attraction marketing, everything you need to know to build your audience organically, and that it takes time to master each skill. But I want you to be exposed to what it actually looks like, because I understand we all take trainings, right? We all take trainings, but we don't know what order to put them in. You take a training on this, you take a training on that, you take a training on this, and I show them this is the flow of everything you need to do, the daily mode of operation you need to follow every single day to work on yourself, to work on your business, to cast your vision, to do all these things. And once you get into this rhythm and you figure it all out, it all comes together. Right. So most of the time, people are overwhelmed by day 3. At the end, they're very grateful because they realize that everything it's going to take, I just showed them.
This sounds like an awesome strategy, and you're very strategic. How do you actually learn the steps on how to do this?
On how to create the challenge, you mean?
Yeah.
Thankfully, the person who referred me to MLSP had created her own challenge about a month after I had started, and she asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, which I was very grateful for. And so I kind of took her idea She did it for a few times, and then she wasn't going to do it anymore. She wanted to do a 30-day challenge. But by then, I had already been attracting like 145 people at a time into each of these challenges, and had another round of people. I probably had like 130 people at that time that were all waiting for me to do this. And it was not going to happen. So I had to figure out a way to create my own challenge. So I looked at the MLSP system and was like, well, what would I want my challenge to look like, you know? And it was exactly that. I thought exposing people to everything you need to know, the daily mode of operation, everything, and just letting them see what it's like so they're aware of everything it's going to take, gives them a leg up, you know, like it gives them a lot of advantage to know this. And so I don't go into it selling them on anything other than the 10-day challenge. I'm just exposing it to them, and I'm building that connection. But thankfully, people join the program after it's done, you know. But yeah, that was the idea, was that I would, if I were a new network marketer or even somebody who's been out there struggling, what would I want to know?
Guys, I'm just putting this out there for everybody who's watching this. If you want to learn how to do something, go and do it. Go and, like, you want to learn challenges, go be in a challenge. Go be in it, take the steps, do the steps. You'll learn, you'll figure it out, you'll see it and be able to refine it at your own voice. It's like the same thing for any kind of marketing on the internet. You can duplicate, but not exactly. You got to add your own twist. Yeah, absolutely. Were these results, like you signed up 32 people in one day. Were these results immediate? How many times did you have to do this before you could hit that 32? I know that's a pretty candid question, but
no, I'm completely and 100% open book. No, the first one, I think I want to say I had like 14, and then it was like 17, and then I want to say it was like 28, and then it was like 32. I mean, it's in one day, but then they, you know, people keep signing up days later. So like the highest number of people I've had in one group that have paid was 45 at one time. This last one was 30 something, but like 28 signed up in one day. The reason they're signing up all in one day is because I structure it like a class, you know? So the Sunday before we start, I do a live talk, and I explain exactly what to expect. These are your supplies. This is what you need to know. This is what's going to happen. This is the structure. 6 o'clock that morning we start. I send out the link to register. So everyone's really excited and really fired up and like waiting for that link to come. And then they sign up. Now, not everyone follows through. So my group might start off as a group of 150 people. The ones who actually go through with it are the ones you guys are seeing on the, when Brian explains that. But, you know, so they might come back later. So a lot of them, like if they don't sign up now, they're like, oh no, put me on the list for this date, you know, and they'll come back later. But yeah, I set it up like a class, and I say, all right, we're all going to sign up. At this time, we're doing this, and at this time, we're doing this, and at this time, we're doing this. And it's very structured, and they know exactly what to expect from me.
Can you give us maybe 2 or 3 of the most important points or keys to remember if you're going to implement this strategy?
Yes. To not worry about if they sign up or not, to connect with them, to ask them about, you know, their pains and struggles. What's going on? Like, what are you trying to learn? How long have you been network marketing? Listen. And I think as long as people don't feel like they're being sold to and they're actually being served, that's important, you know? So that's huge. Actually, to take yourself out of the equation and the result, and to really actually be a servant, you know, serve them. And consistency, like, you know, show up when you say you're going to show up, do what you say you're going to do. If people ask questions or want to know something, help them. That's what we're here for, really. You don't worry about being perfect. I mean, I even said when I first started was that I'm new at this. This is what I've been, you know, taught. This is what I'm learning myself. Now I don't say I'm new because I'm not. But at first I was completely honest and was saying, I just started doing this. These are the results that I'm getting. You know, people appreciate honesty and authenticity.
This is a bit of a money question here. How do you close the monthly membership, or do you at all close the monthly membership? Like, 10 days is up. It's time to either sink or swim. What are we going to do to close that?
So I drop hints throughout the challenge. I explain that, I have a tribe of people that I work with after they become members, and we all work together. I definitely am not pitching it. They are aware that there is an affiliate program. They're aware there's different membership levels, but I kind of let MLSP do the talking for me through the new member orientation and the wake-up calls. I use the wake-up calls religiously. Like, it's like a big thing. I also immerse them in the community. So they're seeing the people that are out there, they're relating to people. I have them come over even to my page and show them what I'm all about, and they're seeing the results that are happening over there. So I never actually come up to anyone and say, do you want to buy this? But by day 2 or 3, most of the time I'm getting like between 7 to 12 people right away messaging me, asking me more about it. And so I'm giving them membership information. I'm giving them pricing information, explaining to them exactly how they can use the system to better their businesses. So then by day 10, I'm like waiting for people to cancel and watching to see if they will, if I haven't heard from people. And people are holding on to the membership as long as they possibly can because they know there's so much value there. And then I'm getting tons of messages saying, okay, tell me more about this and tell me more about this. And some people can't afford it right away. So then, they come back later. And but yeah, I'm never, saying you should do this. I'm showing the value, showing them what I'm all about, what I'd be like to work with. MLSP does the closing for me, really. They close themselves. MLSP really does it for you. You know what I mean? Like you share with them the community, they see everything that's going on, and then they can't believe how much it really is, how little it costs. If you really think about it. Even some people can't afford it right away, but they figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. That's amazing. Congratulations on all your results. I think you just ranked up again, right? Recently?
Yes, I did. Yep, till L4. Mm-hmm.
Woo! Hot stuff.
I'm on a 3-month plan for the next rank.
You're gonna get that jersey by next year for sure. You'll be having a good old time at that gala. I'll tell you what.
I'm working on it.
Anyway, Michelle, thank you so much for sharing. I absolutely appreciate that. I'm gonna let Scott ask the super hard questions now. So get ready, guys. If you're watching this right now, just look. These are the tough questions. Scott always fires them off. So go ahead, Scott.
Are you getting tons of value?
Oh, yeah!
See, we told you. Be sure to head over to iTunes to like and subscribe. The Influence Tribe. All
right, Michelle. In the beginning, we all struggle. Give us something that you had to overcome early in your business to succeed.
My mindset. My mindset. Letting the voices out of my head that told me you can't do something. Believing that because I didn't have tech savvy, that nobody would listen to me. My very first challenge, I sat there in my kitchen like this, talking to people, especially coming from the challenge that I had been on. The ladies that did it are very tech savvy. And I was like, there is no way anyone's going to take me seriously in my kitchen with my pots and pans hanging behind me. And I'm like holding my phone. But I, got out of my way and decided it wasn't about me. It was about serving those 130 people that I told that this was going to happen. And my word is very important to me. So I had to get out of my head really quick.
And overcome your fears, right?
Exactly. And decide that it didn't matter if somebody didn't take me seriously because my pots and pans were hanging behind me, then that was really their problem, not mine. That I was going to get better and buy a backdrop.
Michelle, what would you say is your proudest moment in your network marketing business or in your business in general?
Watching other people get it, my proudest moment, when people are like, I was, struggling, and you know when somebody's struggling and they're talking to you about the struggle, and you I don't like to manage anybody or tell them what to do. I think of myself as like a mentor, and Quinn, that's really loud. Can you turn it down? And when I guide them through can you guys hear okay? Sorry.
We can hear you both.
Okay.
Well.
Quinny, can I have the iPad? Turn it down. Turn it down. It's really loud. Sorry. She's under my dining room table right now and I can't reach her. But so when I see somebody in that moment of struggle, when you're guiding them through the steps they might need to take, and then stuff like things start happening for them, and then they start getting into momentum and you're watching that happen and you're like, you did it. You got through that. I know what that feels like. And that's really big. And then to be thanked for not forcing them or judging them for that moment, but to be thanked for sticking it out with them it's goosebumps. That's kind of why I do it now.
Can you give us one or two of your favorite quotes?
I'm trying to think. That does put me on the spot. Let me pull up my phone because I write them down.
Quotes.
Oh, I have so many. Let's see. Here's one I just posted today was, every day I will do something that makes me uncomfortable. That's like my one right now, because I know I'm at that next level, that if I want to get to the next step, I'm going to have to do things that I am really uncomfortable with. And my other one, here's my other one. Your thoughts and beliefs dictate your reality. So those are my two right now that are in my head all the time.
Right on.
Those are powerful. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we're going to switch over to habits. Give us one habit that's helped you become successful in your business so far.
Following a daily mode of operation religiously.
Now, how does
matter
that
what.
work for you? Are you writing it down on paper? Do you have it on your phone? Is it on your computer? What are you using?
Yeah, I basically use a calendar. I book out exactly what my day is going to look like. So in between, cooking and cleaning and job and all of that kind of stuff, it's adding at least 5 to 10 friends every single day, following up with, friending 5 to 10 people every day, following up with 5 to 10 people every day. Obviously, it's more than that. Like, I'm talking to way more than 5 to 10. I do create content. I spend so much time creating content. I spend so much time working on my mindset. I probably spend more time on my mindset than anything. And I spend so much time per day learning something new. What else do I do? What else do I do? But my calendar and my notebook app on my phone are like my best friends, because sometimes you'll even see me rocking my daughter to sleep, writing my content on my note app, because I didn't have, that's where I had it to fit in, But I stick to everything I say I'm going to do every single day is my thing.
Powerful.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that. That's like, I tell people that all the time. Early on in my career, I heard it said as this way: if you can learn to make your bed every day, you're going to be rich. Like, if you can do it religiously without skipping it, it will build a habit inside you and you'll never be denied what you want.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's like even I do work 40 hours. So sometimes having conversations with people looks like me in the break room getting a cup of hot water for my tea. I'm replying back, or sometimes, I'm walking to my car, having to respond there, or I even create content. I use the live audio option on Facebook to create some content for my page, driving from work to pick up my daughter at daycare. I mean, I squeeze it in like crazy, and I never sway from that. Never.
So you're fitting in the nooks and crannies of your life.
Yes, every little bit.
Awesome. It said that leaders are readers. So what is one or two books that you've read in the last 6 months?
I'm reading You Are a Badass right now by Jen Sincero. Oh, it's really good, you guys. It's really good. And it definitely puts it in a really funny way to get out of your own way, to get out of your own head. I love that. And I just read the book Tribes by Seth Godin. That's a really good book, especially for if you're trying to build a team, to understand how building a community, a tribe, and to empower them, huge. It's key. Yeah, so those two for sure.
All right, Michelle, can you give us one of the best pieces of advice that you've ever received as it's related to your business so far?
Don't try to add too many strategies at once. Pick a few strategies, stick to them, master them, and get, before you move on to the next thing, get really good at the one or two things, and not to feel like you're supposed to be somewhere else, and then you're just you feel like you're running around everywhere and nothing's really getting done. So as soon as I stopped trying to do Instagram and Twitter and all these things all at the same time, I just focused on the one strategy, then you guys can see the results.
It makes a big difference.
And you are the epitome of that, because you just did, you ranked up 4 times with just using Facebook.
Yes. And built a team. I had nobody on my team at all before MLSP. And now I do. You know, everybody that I have met, everybody that has joined my business is from Facebook.
Michelle, can you share with us a moment in your business that you were struggling, okay? And then you had that aha moment. The light bulb went off, things started clicking for you. What was that huge breakthrough for you?
It just came back to connecting with people. It was as soon as I stopped worrying about the end result and I started worrying more about making the connections with people, that's when things changed. You know, I stopped worrying about, you know, are they going to buy my products? Are they going to join my team? Are they going to, you know, I just showed up. I just decided it was better for me to work on me, master my skills, and connect with people in an authentic way and not worry about the end result.
Well, before we go ahead, folks, and call it a night, I want to go ahead and turn this back over to Miguel. Miguel, do you have any final thoughts or questions for Michelle?
This has been an absolutely fabulous interview tonight. Michelle, thank you so much for coming out with us. We absolutely appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who's watching this. And I just have to remind everybody, guys, if you're watching this on the influencetribe.com, click that big yellow button, get back to the person that brought you, and get moving. Like Michelle, we talked about it briefly tonight, but we just scratched the surface on the potential power that exists to help you grow your business in one place. That's a powerful, powerful thing. So definitely take that action today. Click that yellow button, get going. You're watching this on Facebook, share this video. Share it for somebody who you can help today. Share it for someone that needs to learn the right way to market from a real marketer who's getting real results. So with that being said, that's all I want to say. Michelle, thank you so much again. We're so grateful. We're about done here. Scott, take it away, buddy.
I got the $1 million question for you. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Here it is. You're like, yeah. You lost all your income,
I'm scared.
but you have all the knowledge that you currently possess. So if you had to start all over again, how would you start getting results immediately in your business?
If I had to start it all over again,
Yes.
knowing what I know, well, I would do exactly what I've been doing since I figured it out. I would definitely not create that 100-person list. Sorry to anybody who does that. I would just try to attract people online because, as you can see, I do have to cram it all in to my schedule. I am a mom and I do work still, and I have a really, really big vision. And there's no way I could have done it just with the walking around and talking to people in the grocery store and, you know, doing all that. So the internet is the way to go because you can meet more people and people who are actually looking for you. So that's I would do exactly what I'm doing right now because it works. Mm-hmm.
Michelle, do you have any parting words for our audience or wisdom or advice, and how can they get in contact with you?
My page is called Juggling Life All Day. My email is jugglinglifeallday@gmail.com. And my best advice is to get out of your own way. And if you have a dream or a vision, but that feeling that you get in your gut makes you so scared, you know, to think that you could actually do it, ignore that feeling in your gut and do it because that means you're supposed to be there. And, you know, if you take that first step towards your goals and not worry about the end result and just let whatever happens come at you, you won't believe it. You won't believe it. Open yourself up. Just take that very first step. With each step, it leads you to a new opportunity, you know, every single time. And like I said, I'm at that place now where even I'm scared of what's happening next and what's coming at me now. But instead of running away from that fear like I used to, I know that on the other side of that feeling is the good stuff.
What's your last day at work going to be like?
Oh man.
I only asked that question because this was, and I'll share this with you guys. A few years back, right? Like when I got started in the system, one of the videos that attracted me more than anything was there was two of them. One was Justice Egan firing his boss live on camera, and the other one was Aaron Parker doing the same thing. Both of them like have risen and become major leaders online, and just they all started here, right in this system. So like, and for me, that became my passion, my reach, the thing that I'm going for, and the reason that I persist in what I do. So yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, do you have that mapped out yet? Because I know it's coming. We all know it's coming.
Yeah, it's a really loaded question because I was just telling my husband, like sometimes I feel like I have this secret agent life behind my computer and my phone that they don't really know what I'm doing. It's like that. If anyone ever here has ever bought the lottery ticket and had that conversation with yourself where you say, what am I going to do if I win that millions of dollars? What would I ever do? So it's kind of like that same thing where you'd be like, walk in with your lottery ticket and be like, guess what, guys? I've had this secret life that you didn't know about. And I'm never coming back.
Oh, man.
Peace out. Love you, Nina. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been building this thing online.
This thing?
I gotta go. That's how when I'm scanning things in the scanner and the fax machine, I'm sitting there thinking about they don't even know.
Right on. Well,
that's the truth.
Man, I'm so glad that we had you on tonight. You're just a badass marketer. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks.
Folks, you are the product of the 5 closest people you hang around with, and tonight you've been hanging out with Michelle Connealy. Michelle, thank you again for coming on tonight. Well, thank you, everybody out there. God bless you, and good night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us today at the Influence Drive. All right, here's what you got to do. Run, don't walk. Over to theinfluencedrive.net for recaps of every show, training, and helpful resources. Make no mistake, your internet marketing success is waiting for you. Head to the website and prepare yourself to become a massive influencer.